Yes, indeed.
That.
Okay, so we do this, and then that. Yes!
Oh my god, we're getting it, you guys. This is our,
doing this stuff, y'all.
This is our legitimate attempt at YouTube. Hello, welcome. This is probably not how it's going to stay forever, but, like, welcome to It's All Gone Terribly Wrong.
A podcast
of absurdities, oddities, and obscenities.
Ayo!
And we're your hosts,
Jordyn Stock!
and Rebeca Carlson. I know, I did it backwards. I'm so sorry. I threw you off.
I'll play an intro, too.
Yes! With your turquoise and... Okay, you guys, I had no idea that it was going to be that tight because I was expecting a mess. You guys, that's our new intro song. Fuck you, B. Scott
yeah.
Arthur. Arthur? Is that his last name?
B. Arthur? I think that's Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Confused.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. I am so sorry that I got your name confused with B. Arthur. But also, I feel like you would be totally accepting of that. I have a gift.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that because it reminded me that I got
B. Scott Arthur.
B. Scott Arthur. All right.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
All right. They are closed.
Put your hands out in a way. All right. Look.
Oh, no. Shut the fuck up. Golden Girls tarot cards. Hold up.
We might have to.
I don't know how to do this
contrast. Shit. We'll post a picture of them.
Oh my God. Here. Golden Girls tarot cards. Shut up. Okay, I gotta
open them because I had to look at what they looked like.
I have to hug you before I open them. Oh my God.
I figured you would appreciate that.
Oh my God. I fucking love them so much, and I haven't. They are so Miami. Okay, so
amazing.
So, little known fact: after the Golden Girls ended, they had a spin-off series where everyone but Dorothy participated in owning a hotel in Miami, and the outside of this box reminds me of that.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yes, I think it's called the Golden Palace. I think is what it's called.
That's amazing.
It's only one season.
Still.
Oh, Jesus. The fool is Dorothy.
It's so fantastic.
I mean, is Betty White fucking... Oh, my God.
They all have these, amazing... The light might wash them out, but we'll post pictures of a couple of them.
Yeah, let's do that instead. Oh, my God. Okay, yeah. So the magician is Sophia. No shit. Okay, so the high priest is Blanche. 100%. 100. Okay, and the empress is definitely Dorothy. Oh, God. Oh my God, the Emperor Stan. No fucking way. Okay, and the Hierophant is definitely Sophia too, for sure. And then the lovers are gonna be Dorothea. Oh my God, Dorothy and Stan. Dorothea. Jesus Christ, I've been drinking for sure. Oh shit. Okay, so the chariot is Blanche, but it's also got these two. Okay, so the horses that are normally in the chariots are these two dudes. Okay, so another little known fact that in the pilot episode,
there was a pool
they had a pool boy, and that's who it is.
Too much, right? He was a little.
Okay, so in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, it I guess was too much to have a gay character.
Which is ridiculous, though,
because he was the best one.
Also,
and would have made it
awesome. In future episodes, they address homosexuality a lot.
Right, and that's one of the reasons. That is one of the notable things about the Golden Girls is the fact that they talked about HIV. They talked about homosexuality. They talked about fucking what's that shit? Oh God!
No, they addressed
certain diseases that weren't recognized at the time.
Did.
Besides,
even there was an episode where they were in a homeless shelter.
Oh yeah,
that shit fucking broke my heart. It was good. It started really sad, but it was really good.
I didn't know this was a thing, and this is the greatest thing ever. I saw it, and
I was like, all right, I have to get this for Rebecca. And I figured we could do, in the future, a Patreon episode of you doing a reading.
100%. Sign up for Patreon now. We have some number of tiers at some number of dollar amount.
Pay $1 if you don't want more. But if you pay more, you get
I'll suck
merch.
your dick.
Just kidding. And that.
Maybe.
Depends on what you look like and who you are.
100% true. I just love that. Okay, Betty White is wearing a leopard skin outfit as the Fool. I fucking love this card so much. This is my favorite card already. Look at her face.
And of course they put it at as the first one. She's so happy.
Well, the Fool is the first card. So the Fool, so the whole deck is based on a journey.
Okay, see, I'm not familiar with it. I know you are, but
no, she is perfect for this card because the Fool is you're just so happy. It's like the beginning of a road trip. You don't know what to expect. You're just open for anything.
And that's appropriate for her character
because she is.
Because it's she has some sense of naivety, but she's also just regardless of what's going on, she's always really positive.
100%. Yeah. That is the thing.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I know I'm saying 100% a lot. That's my theme for today.
100%.
100%.
We're minutes into this, and let's just
yay!
Real quick.
Crack that. Crack.
Own that crack.
Own that crack. Boom.
All right.
This is the greatest gift ever, and I'm not gonna say.
I'm so happy that you
I'm not gonna say it again, but this is definitely gonna be incorporated somehow into this podcast forevermore. This is golden. This is golden. Yes! How did I not know that this was a thing? Oh my god,
Dude, okay. Again, I just, as immediately when I found out that existed, I was like, yep.
Done.
Becca. Done.
Dunzo.
Golden.
Okay, golden. Okay, well, I have a few gifts for Christmas that I was going to give you that maybe I'll wait, and maybe we'll figure out how to do our Christmas gifting somehow for the podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I did the same thing where I found these things and I was like, that's a thing. Jordyn needs to have that.
Oh my god.
Jordyn needs to own that shit.
Figure out how to also, Becca bought me a Beetlejuice that sits in my passenger seat and it's amazing. And I feel like we have to find a way, he only
inflates
hooks up in the car.
Through a car charger.
There's got to be a way that we can...
There's got to be some converter that we can get.
So he can just be chilling in the background. We'll have him with as his guest one day.
Moldy ass fucking vomit hanging from his face.
Beetlejuice.
It's okay, that's our aesthetic. Golden Girls and Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to tell your friends, what's that podcast about? Do you like Golden Girls and Beetlejuice? Because you will love that.
It's a combination of that, yeah.
You'll definitely love that shit. Oh my god. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out for It's All Gone Terribly Wrong. 9.5 minutes into our YouTube premiere. Again, we did a little teaser not too long ago, and we've done some Patreon exclusives. Thank you so much for, again, listening, viewing, and...
all of it.
Sorry.
I feel like you did that right.
I did.
Okay, this is also...
on purpose.
I am so accident prone.
Okay, we'll put it away.
Yeah, I just...
We'll put...
My hand is still not working.
We'll put these beautiful cards away. Somehow, some way.
Eventually.
I don't want to... You are making this, so difficult and, scary for me. The box is even, legit, though. Yeah. That's... You hear that? That's some good shit.
Box.
That's some good paper. Right there. Some good paperweight. Right there. I love that it's pastel and definitely Miami colors.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm pretty sure that is the symbol for the Golden Palace or whatever.
We showed that, right? Or attempted to.
We attempted. There will be additional
like
pictures.
yeah,
We just need to like find the. Back in St. Olaf. Picture it, Sicily, 1937. That's probably a little too early for Sophia.
No, I think that's pretty accurate. I honestly think it was like the 20s.
Okay, well, and then we're going to show a picture of me, my ex-husband, and my two very good friends, Michael Stevenson and Vince. Michael and Vince Stevenson.
Vince Neil?
No, Michael and Vince Stevenson. We did Halloween in New Orleans as the Golden Girls. I was Sophia. It was, we fucking rocked that shit. So
No, I've seen the picture, and it is...
all of this will be on
golden.
It is golden. It is fucking golden. None of us were being Blanche except for Michael, who is naturally Blanche. Naturally Blanche in the most positive Blanche way. Not how we use it on the podcast. She was being such a Blanche. She was being such a Blanche.
Although at the end of the day, I feel like
Blanche is the nicest one, right?
Is she?
Blanche?
She was super nice.
She was she was definitely the nicest
But-
one. I mean, in actuality, Rue McClanahan was the nicest one.
Wait,
Are you confused who Blanche is?
I just hurt my head.
Blanche is... My God, I'm gorgeous.
No, I know who Blanche is, but I thought, like, we kind of talked about this before in, like, the first season. Wasn't she
right?
the most difficult one to deal
No,
with?
that was actually Dorothy.
Oh,
B.
was
Arthur
it?
was a bitch to everyone.
Okay.
So the story was that when the show was being pitched to both Betty White and B. Arthur, who both had pretty good careers at the time, B. Arthur coming from Maude, Betty White coming from Mary Tyler Moore. She had a very popular guest spot on that. They both had really good careers at the time, and each one of them, their agent was like, "No, this show's you, babe," and the other girls are like the support actors.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And then they
always saw them.
Exactly. That's
and they
how.
come in and they're like,
Oh no, I'm working with 4 strong
we're
actors.
equal. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, with equal parts, basically.
Betty White, bless her heart, who is moments away from her 100th
I'm gonna
birthday.
Fucking be
Right.
devastated.
That's what I said. Put her fucking ass in bubble wrap because she's a national treasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was like, okay, that's cool. These girls are like, the other girls are great. Unfortunately, B. Arthur was like, not so gracious. But yeah, we already covered that in a previous episode. From way back when. Actually, that might have been a shit show. So sign up for Patreon.
Yeah.
For additional content and additional bonus content, which we actually recorded tonight. There's new additional content. Plus this previous.
It's a shit show.
Plus
And
our
not
shit shows.
titled a shit show, but it was a shit show.
We'll figure out a better name before it gets released.
Something. Yeah.
Something. But we did have previous shit shows. However, we're already 14.
I'm sorry. Now that it's there, I'm like, we're gonna have to move it. It's hard not to.
Needs no apology. I'm all in for that.
It's a turquoise recorder.
That's my favorite thing. First of all, like I cannot believe. First of all, that it's a thing.
Turquoise in this light.
Not so much.
It almost looks like a vibrator, but
It kind of does.
it is beautiful.
And it looks very sky blue, but I promise you, it is legitimately aqua or turquoise.
Aqua.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Turquoise.
I feel
aqua.
like I cut you off. I just got really excited. I saw it and
We're very excited for this video, and again, I keep looking at the screen, not the camera, but whatever.
It's close enough.
At some point, we'll maybe like level it down, but I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
I'm looking at the screen.
I kind of just
like I'm looking in the right place though.
I kind of just want to like not look at it at all. Like, hello?
Hello. All right, moving forward.
I have content.
Oh, do you, Rebecca?
I kind of do.
Hey, so then Rebecca,
Yes, Jordyn?
please tell me a story.
I will do my best to tell you the story that I wrote 2 weeks ago and can't remember the notes. Probably haven't looked at them since.
We are literally on the same page.
It wasn't literally 2 weeks ago. It was probably a week ago, right? Yeah, a week ago. All right. Oh, by the way, we're still on cider kicks. We're drinking some Ace.
I don't feel like that's ever gonna change.
Pineapple craft cider. Pineapple.
I feel like in future episodes, though, we might have to like blur shit out.
Maybe. I don't think that these people will hate that we're advertising it.
Maybe.
If it gets people to buy it.
I'm about my Ruka shirt, honestly. It's fine. And these fucking assholes, it's all gone terribly wrong.
They're definitely going to sue. Those fucking bitches.
Fucking
those cunts.
Dicks.
Can I say cunt on my own show?
You can say whatever the fuck you want on
those
your own
fucking
show.
Cunts.
All right. Let's hear this.
All right. Well, have you ever heard of the Sonora Era Club?
I have not.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. Okay, so this comes from my absolute obsession with breakaway civilizations. Let me adjust this because I want to look at you directly and not the camera. So I am going to actually ignore the camera. But that's okay. You just want to see us in our natural environment, right? It's fine. Okay, so the idea of breakaway civilizations fascinates me, and this is one of the best documented and known examples.
Right,
best known examples.
To clarify, breakaway civilizations are just groups of people that are not happy with
the way things are going.
Okay.
And they separate themselves from society
and make their own
and start over. And okay, we did touch upon it and talk about it in a previous shit show when we talked about the people living off of barges off of like Thailand in international waters. Yeah. Do you remember that? Okay. Yeah. So this is based on that idea.
Okay.
A little bit, but this is the Sonora Era Club is in the 1800s.
Okay.
So it's like an early example. Okay. And this is one of the earliest and best documented, I guess, of those earliest episodes. I mean, examples. Thank you. Thank you all for knowing what I meant. All right. So my sources today include The Atlantic, the Houston Press, and Wikipedia. Oh.
Thank God, Wikipedia.
Thank God for Wikipedia, but also thank God for Mysterious Universe.
I knew you were going to reference it at some point.
They do talk about them a lot, but I did hear...
We love you, Australia. Keep following us, please.
Oh, my God, because my next note is, by the way, shout out to our Australian listeners coming in strong at 35.8% of our total listeners. I don't know why y'all still care about us, but thank you so much. Specifically the Melbourne area, because y'all are killing it, and thank you so much. Side tangent number 1 million. I've pulled some fun facts about Melbourne, Australia, because you all are our biggest Australian fans, and I felt like honoring that.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do a little quick, like a weird lit / top 10 or whatever.
Go for it.
All right. So, did you know? Nope, that is not an Australian accent.
Let's not do an accent.
I was gonna try, but no, that's not gonna work. Melbourne was originally called Batmania. Okay, so Batmania. You didn't respond as well as I thought you would.
I suppose.
Yes,
there's
because
lots of bats.
Because
there's lots of bats.
No, but it's just as bad. Melbourne was originally, and I'm probably not saying it like right, but I was literally just told not to use an accent. But anyway, Melbourne was originally founded in 1835 by a man named John Batman.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Right.
Batman.
Okay.
And he claimed to be the founding father, blah, blah, blah. Decided to name the city Batmania. But like 2 years later, they renamed it Melbourne after the British Prime Minister at the time, whose nickname was something Melbourne. I don't know. It wasn't like literally Melbourne. It was like his nickname, but whatever. I think that it was great, though, that that man was like, his name is literally Batman. And he was like, I'm going to call this shit Batmania. And they're like, no, you're not, because that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I know. You should have kept that. Honestly, in retrospect, should have kept that. Number 2, Melbourne is the city with the most cafes per capita. Per capita, some people suck. Per capita.
Per capita.
Per capita. Which means at least, wait, did they have, I didn't write this on my notes. I was going to say which means, but then didn't write that in my notes. Per capita means that they have the most cafes per person or per, I guess, per population in their actual city.
I didn't know that.
It's very surprising.
Just being stereotypical and not fucking being a worldly person, I assumed it would have been Paris.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and this is literally of March of 2021. So this is a recently factored figure.
Okay.
Which it actually started after World War II when the Australian forces went and fought in World War II, and they went to the European whatever, what do they call that? Fucking arena, I guess. What is what the war, or I don't fucking know war terms.
They're
anyway,
fighting stuff. I'm sorry, I got distracted because
Jafar is eating food.
if y'all can hear it,
The cat is eating
it's always
food.
a cat thing.
Okay, we're cat
I'm
ladies and we get
sorry.
distracted
There's
by
cat
cats.
things.
Anyway, so yes, the Australians went to Europe during World War II, and they were like, oh, there's a shitload of cafes around here. We really love that. And so these Melbourne folks, specifically from Melbourne, came back and were like, well, we want that.
Let's do that.
A lot. Let's do that
Get
shit.
hyped up on that espresso.
Let's do that
Not
shit.
espresso. Sorry. I worked at Starbucks.
I know, right?
No, it's not a humble brag at all.
Let's do that shit. Let's do it right.
Yeah.
Espresso.
Espresso.
Espresso, not espresso. Espresso. 100%. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Indeed. Okay. Did you know that there are wild penguins in Melbourne?
I did not.
Right? That's fucking crazy. Because you think that, like, okay, so when us stupid Americans think about Australia, we legitimately think about, like, desert and shit. And, like, beaches and, you know, like, very
Great white sharks.
great white sharks and shit. But we also forget how close you are to Antarctica.
Koalas.
Turquoise, limousines.
What? I said koala.
Oh,
No,
yes. Also koalas, which I heard are vicious as fuck and not as cuddly as we Americans had made them out to be.
Nah, man, they're jerks.
They're fucking jerks.
They're only chill because they eat fucking eucalyptus and it makes them chill.
Oh, shit. Well, we like eucalyptus, but I hear that
If they don't eat it, they're like
hangry.
Hangry.
They're like little Danny DeVitos, apparently. Why are we picking on Danny DeVito? Why are we making him out to be such a... Right?
Also, we love Danny DeVito, actually, because
100%.
he has fucking funded It's Always Sunny to continue being a show, and that is one of the best shows in the fucking world.
At least American shows. Thank you. That is all. That is all.
Carrying on.
Carry on. Okay. Okay. So also the world's first feature film was made in Melbourne.
Huh.
It premiered in 1906 and it was called The Story of the Kelly Gang, which was based on an Australian bandit called Ned Kelly.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Are you?
I am.
Shit. I'm not.
Huh.
I am not. Are you? Why are you so sad about that?
What?
Are you sad about that?
Oh, no, I'm not upset. They made a movie about it, and it had someone I really liked in it. That was the star.
Is there a remake?
Remember a remake?
Yeah, because this was in 1906 that this first film came out.
Oh, no, there's a new one. Carry on.
Cool.
I'll
So,
pull it up.
and I guess there's a new one. But the very first version, or the very first feature film, was that.
The remake occurred in 2003 and featured Heath Ledger.
Oh, yes, I forgot about it.
And Orlando Bloom.
Oh.
Two of my favorite people, and my heart fucking hurts because it had Heath Ledger in it.
Right. Okay, I forgot about Heath Ledger. Not in general, but like I forgot he's Australian. Thank you so much, Australia. I thank you so much for him.
Also, Orlando Bloom is fantastic, but he kind of like
is he Australian?
fell off the earth. No,
I didn't think so. Fuck him. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was just a really big Lord of the Rings person, so like Elijah Wood, Orlando Bloom, Vincent Mortensen. Yep.
He's Australian?
No, he was just in Lord of the Rings.
Shit.
Okay, sorry. I got you off track.
Thank you for, not Orlando Bloom. No, thank you for Heath Ledger, and thank you for Nicole Kidman. Mel Brooks. Nope, not Mel Brooks. Mel Gibson. You can keep him. You can keep him.
Rebel Wilson,
I'll take, but she's not Australian.
Oh, I thought she was.
Is she? Fuck it. If she is, yay! Thank you.
Go back to the thing.
Oh, okay. All right. So the last Melbourne fact I have is that Melbourne was the first city outside of Europe and North America to host the Olympic Games, and that was in the summer of 1956.
56. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think that was supposed to be I think it was supposed to be Japan, but because of the war or something, it didn't happen. Like, not at that time, but like the first outside of the European, and North American continents was supposed to be Japan, but it happened to be their time during the war, and they were like, it's not going to be a thing.
Okay.
So the next opportunity was going to be in 1956, and so Melbourne got it. Yay! Congratulations to you.
Oh, wait.
Okay, and I did get that.
Yay, Melbourne.
Nailed it.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Okay, and so for more fun facts about Melbourne, please visit 43 most interesting fun facts about Melbourne, Australia on belovedcity.com. That's BEE loved, LOVED city.com. Beloved City. All right, so, and again, to our Australian listeners, thanks, mate, and cheers.
Oh.
Cheers. No, for real though. But cheers, mate.
Yes, cheers. Cheers.
All right. Let me go run and get a beer real quick, and then we'll get back to the rest of my story.
I was going to say, is that the end?
That's the end. Oh, shit.
Oh my God, woman.
I recovered.
Becca almost died, y'all.
I recovered.
She recovered.
Are you good? You need another?
Yeah, I'll take another. I was trying to think the other day. There's a fucking show that I absolutely love. By a Human. That's
By
from
a Human.
Australia, and he had one that was Australian. I need a fucking Band-Aid.
Are you serious? What did you cut?
My finger.
Go do that.
I don't have any Band-Aids.
At all? I didn't. And any.
Yeah, hold on, let me
Suck on that shit. Suck on that shit. might. And jeez, I nailed it. This time alone. I like the way you say urine instead of urine. It's fucking weird, but I like it.
Are you doing like some weird fucking seance in here?
Oh, la, 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 la. Yeah.
Okay, alright, okay. You realize that,
I don't realize anything.
this video thing that we're doing
Yeah, means less editing.
essentially gonna be the same thing as the
I'm okay with that.
recording editing.
I've always been
Gonna be a thing
okay with it.
without editing.
I'm okay with that. I told
Except
you.
I'm gonna replace myself with a picture of just like Johnny Bravo the whole
Put
time.
Jennifer Lopez in place of me, please.
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez or Nicole Kidman.
Stop it!
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. That's racist. I'm sorry.
Alright. Australia!
No, we're done with Australia. But thank you for being 35.8% of our listenership.
Episode ever. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not.
It's literally not even going to be. You guys, calm down. Okay, but let us go back to our story and to the U.S. That's our transition back to the U.S. state music. Okay. So, oh, fuck. How do I do this? Because I normally have like my... You guys don't normally see this, but like my notes are all up in my face because I cannot read. So if I ignore the camera and just like read my notes...
You don't have to...
I really am just going to have to do that because like I can't... I'm blind. I fucking can't see. Okay.
Eventually we'll get to a better system.
Probably not, but...
Or use paper.
Paper? Use paper? The fuck are you talking about?
Who does that?
Okay, so either it's I ignore the camera or hate trees. Okay, so I choose to ignore the camera because I love trees. They help me breathe.
Just find some alternate thing to like write your notes on.
Like my blood. I'll use blood and papyrus.
Yep.
All right. So on the surface, the Sonora... Oh, yeah. Let me remind us that we're talking about the Sonora Era Club. If you don't know who that is or what that is...
You're about to know, bitches.
I'm about to tell you the best with the best of my abilities what the fuck that is. If you are familiar with conspiracy theories, you probably already know a little bit about it.
Fuck! Okay, sorry.
You didn't... Oh.
I almost did a conspiracy theory this time, but I didn't.
Well, okay, so I did this because we were going to have a special guest star.
It doesn't matter right now.
But it didn't happen.
Here. Okay,
So, on the surface, the Sonora Era Club is a secret group of flight enthusiasts. And they met in Sonora, California, which is where the Sonora comes from. And this is taking place in the mid-19th century, so like 1850s-ish area. One of the earliest mentions of this group is in the work of a man called Charles Del Shao, which I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, and that's exactly how I'm going to say it for the rest of this episode. So Del Shao was a German immigrant born in 1830, and he eventually died in 1923. He was an artist who created drawings and collages and watercolors of airplanes and airships. And he bound them in 12 known large scrapbooks, which were discovered decades after his death.
I have a dumb question.
Go ahead.
When were airships actually...
This is before airplanes.
Okay.
So when... it'll become more clear, but like...
Okay.
This takes place before the Wright brothers.
Okay.
So airplanes as a term has not even been invented yet.
Okay.
So before that, all they have to reference is a ship.
Okay.
In the air.
Okay.
Airships.
Yes.
Okay. So he illustrated scrapbooks that were found after his house, which is now occupied. Ouch. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
I just smacked my hand on the table. Okay, so he illustrated these scrapbooks that were found in his house that was now occupied by his current relatives after that house caught fire. So it caught fire. The books were set on the sidewalk to be discarded, but a local antiques dealer saw them and bought
like
them.
Stomp up in here. We're gonna get some trash can lids in a second.
Jesus Christ. Boom, boom. Okay. So I'm sorry. I wrote these notes like weeks ago and I haven't read them since.
Don't apologize. You never have to apologize. Go.
I don't have to apologize to you folks. Like, who the fuck are you? Anyway. But anyway, so like, okay, so this man lived his life and eventually like retired and died, and his relatives took over the house and it caught fire at one point. And then like, as they were clearing out the rubble or whatever, they found these scrapbooks and they're like, what the fuck is this? Mm-hmm. Also, we don't care. So they put it on the... Literally, also, we don't care. So they put it on the sidewalk, and this antiques dealer that was like just strolling by was like, this shit is awesome, and I will pay you $100 for to the trash man, by the way, not the relatives, but to the actual trash man who was like about to toss them.
Okay, so he was getting him, and this dude was like,
I'll pay you $100 for these because this shit is fucking awesome. Okay. So this art dealer like took him back to his place, his like his store or whatever, and they were like in this back room for like decades or whatever. And then finally an art student from the University of St. Thomas in Houston found them. She was just like rummaging through this antiques place and like found this shit and was like, this is fucking cool. And if y'all know anything about Houston, Texas, which is in the United States, obviously, well, because we've been talking about Australia. Yeah. We do have quite a bit of international listeners. First of all, Saudi Arabia is like one of our number one like top countries. Hey, what are y'all doing up in there? Like,
hi.
How'd you find us? But also
people have VPNs.
Oh, what does that mean? Oh, is that so? What does that mean?
Like, I'm sorry. I'm not a computer person, so I can't explain it very well. But like the VPN is like where
like they're not really inside
your computer
connects
Webernets.
Yes.
Where your internet is pinging from, and so people will
not really in there.
Do things to have it ping from different places, and so people can't find out the weird illegal shit that they're doing.
What confuses me though is it's a high percentage of people. It's like,
and
so like several people are doing that shit.
I'm not saying it's just for illegal stuff. It's also because you don't want people to know where the fuck you are or what the shit you're doing. And so I just want to clarify that like there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, because obviously I know what it is, and so it's fine.
I don't give a fuck who or where you are.
I don't give a fuck
about you. Actually, I do care about you.
This thing might be not good.
It is what it is.
I'm sorry. So carry on.
Carry on. Anyway, so this girl, she's an art student in the University of St. Thomas in Houston, which is it's an area of importance as far as like aerospace engineering. NASA is based there, notably. Huzzah. So she found these drawings of like these airships is what they are described as, and decided that she wanted to do an art installation, an art display of the story of flight. So she imagined these as like early conceptual drawings of early airplanes, but they didn't really know how old they were or the origins. So she took them from this antique dealer. She aired them or displayed them, and obviously they were seen and I guess admired by lots of people in the art community, and they just kind of took off from there. So then they became famous.
Intended.
Oh my God. I didn't. Indeed. See, I'm so crazy like that. Oh my God, I'm so random like that. Jesus Christ. Why do I do all that shit all the time? I don't fucking understand how I do that.
I love you.
I don't get it. My brain, I swear to God. Yes, so the mystery takes off from there, and Shao began, okay, now we, back to, get your fucking flute. Do my going back in history time.
It wasn't as good as it was before.
Oh, that's a terrible flash backward. There we go. Okay, now we're back in time. Shao actually began working on these notebooks sometime after he retired from a butcher business.
Okay.
His wife had died of yellow fever, and his child also. And then his son-in-law died from TB, which, as we know, is tuberculosis, aka consumption. He then moved in with his stepdaughter and began making all these illustrations. I mean, I feel like the stepdaughter knew about it, but she didn't know like the extent of it. It was just kind of like his catharsis, his like physical.
She knew about
therapy.
Like the illustrations that he. Okay, yeah.
She knew that he was like doing art, but like didn't know the extent of it,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
So his earliest work is a diary that's dated 1899. And the last is an 80-page book that's dated somewhere between 1921 and 1922, which gives his career a 21-year span of making these books. His work was, in large part, a record of the activities, allegedly, of the Sonora Era Club, which he was a purported member of. So according to Shao, one of the club members discovered a formula which was for anti-gravity, and they called it NB gas. So at some point in his lifetime, which the records are spotty, he moved from Germany to Houston, and then somehow ended up in...
Quite the...
Well, it's not so, because like Houston is an international port. It's currently an international airport.
Yeah.
So it's not unusual for people to end up there. Mm-hmm. Not like last episode, where it was a German immigrant that ended up in Florida, which I'm just now realizing I have a theme here. Wait, is the Shao German? Yes, he was German. So 2 German immigrants I have spoken about in the last 2 episodes. I didn't recognize, but anyway, this one ended up in Houston. Mm-hmm. At some point in his life, he's saying that he went to California and spent some time with this mysterious group, where one of the members created a anti-gravity fuel, like I said, and they called it NB gas. I couldn't find the definition of what NB stood for, but the club's mission... You have to pee again?
What? No, I said NB.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know what NB stands for. But the club's mission was to design and build the first navigable aircraft using NB gas for lift and propulsion. So it's this magical fluid that lifts a craft and then also propels it somewhere, which is not normal. Shao called these flying machines arrows. So in his drawings, they'll be known as arrow blah, like in a name.
Okay.
And I'll talk about that a little bit later. To give an idea of what these images look like, there's a quote by a flight historian, Tom D. Crouch, and it sums it up pretty nicely. He describes it as ink drawings of fanciful airships that look for all the world as if they have flown off the pages of a Jules Verne novel. Do you know who Jules Verne is?
Yeah.
Okay, so like very much steampunk.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're thinking of like steampunk airships, that's exactly what these look like. And I encourage you to pause and take a look. Actually, I think I had these pulled up, but that was last week when we were going to record, and I did not. Let me go ahead and pull one of those up for you real quick. It'll be very easy. Sonora Era Club. And do that yourself if you are indeed listening to this podcast. Okay, so here's just like a few examples.
Oh, yeah.
Very steampunk.
Yeah, those drawings are cool.
Very cool, right?
Yeah.
Which an art student would 100% be interested in. And the thing is, excuse me. Okay, actually, let me go back to the description for those of you listening through audio and not video. Okay, so it's very steampunk. Another quote from the Houston Press says that his intricate collages show ship-like decks supported by striped balloon pontoons. They show bright-colored helicopters and evil-looking striped dirigibles outfitted for war. They show crews of dapper little gentlemen accompanied by the occasional cat.
What?
Yes, because you can definitely have a ship cat.
Well,
cat ship.
You can have a cat anywhere, really.
I feel like they did have cats.
I have bathroom cats.
Bathroom cats. I feel like if no matter where you go, a cat is necessary.
Yeah, pretty much.
Take that cat with you.
Take that cat with you.
Own that cat. Also, they described the notebooks as scrapbooks sometimes. So if I interchange those terms, just bear with me. I would say they are more like scrapbooks because that would be, I guess, more accurate in my opinion, because it's like they're a bunch of drawings bound by like literal shoestrings. And on top of the drawings that he did, he would like paste newspaper clippings, and he would do like calligraphy, and he did like these watercolored drawings, and there's like over 2,000 pages of it. So
shit.
I know, right? So I would say it's more like a scrapbook versus a notebook, just like mixed media, if you know that term.
It's an art thing with a bunch of different art things.
Exactly. 100%. I can't believe I'm saying that so much.
It's like acrylic painting with like, you can slap some pictures of magazines on there, and then some fucking...
Got a little bit of like Nicole Kidman on there. And
some stuff and...
Some Heath Ledger. Oh, I just cut you. I'm sorry.
Oh, God!
You're bleeding. You're gushing blood. Oh, shit. Anyway... I scrolled too far. Okay, so like I said, all the ships have names like Aero Mio or Aero Mary. There's even an Aero Jordyn. Get it? Air Jordan? But there's also an Aero Trump. So, whatever. But that opens up another conspiracy, but we don't have enough time for that one because Trump... Oh, just...
No, we're not. Nope.
Yep. Okay.
Moving forward.
Anyway.
We are not that podcast.
I'm sorry. That's right. That's right. Okay, so Shao never actually claimed to be a pilot or a designer of any of these aeroships. He only identified himself as a draftsman for the Sonora Era Club. Okay. So basically, like, I'm just the artist. Yeah. So these people describe their concepts and I draw it. Right.
Yeah, brings it to fruition as far as visually goes.
Right, exactly. But unfortunately, there's not much else to substantiate that as far as physical records of the group. There's not even a record of him ever living in California. However, there are plenty of people that he... Okay, so there's not records of the people that he mentioned it being in a club, but there are gravestones in the area of the same surnames. There's no mention of him being in Sonora. However, when he talks about certain people, like innkeepers and people that work in certain areas, those people actually existed. But there's no record of him actually being there. So it's weird. So like...
That is weird.
Right.
And again, the time...
But like back in 1850... No, that to me, that makes it mean more that he knows that those people existed. Because it's not like he could Google that shit.
The fact that there wasn't documentation of him being there.
Right.
Like, with it being that time frame, that could have slipped through the cracks.
Right. It's almost like he spent some wild, crazy summer.
Yeah.
You know, like with these people. And then like went home and like lived his boring butcher life for the rest, you know, and then like...
Pretty cool.
Right. But it is insane. So like nobody's been able to, that's the whole mystery. Like nobody's been able to substantiate or disprove it.
To like have all these drawings.
It's like, can't prove you were there, but everything you said, like the people existed.
Yeah.
It's possible.
That's pretty cool.
Except for when you get into like the mechanics of what he's saying. The people, sure, they existed.
Yeah.
The mechanics of what he's saying happened, maybe not. Okay, so specifically going back to the people that he documented, there was specifically like a sheriff named James Stewart that he mentioned, and an innkeeper named Freund. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Freund.
Yeah.
But so like he mentions these names, and they obviously existed as people. Most of Shao's work was sold in auction, and of the 12 notebooks, 7 were actually purchased by a man named Peter Navarro, who is a Houston commercial artist. He's actually a graphic artist, and
no relation to Dave Navarro.
No relation to Dave Navarro. However, he is a UFO researcher.
Oh shit.
He has dedicated most of his life to this specific story, and he has put his own personal spin on it. So just to give you an idea of how valuable this work is in the art community, single pages from Shao's notebooks have sold for as much as $15,000. $1,000. One page, one drawing of steampunk art. One drawing of steampunk art, $15,000.
Oh my god.
But you saw him.
I can't believe I've never heard of this before. Like, this is crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, first of all, I've heard of this story, but I didn't know about Shao. Which is insane, because the story is Shao. Indeed.
Sorry.
She's taking a nap.
I can tell that you're louder than I am, so I was just getting self-conscious about it.
No.
But no, that's insane. That's fucking crazy.
I hate being louder than you. So yeah. Okay, so there's a strong connection between, like I said, the majority of his... Okay, so there's 12 notebooks. 7 of them were eventually purchased by Pete Navarro, who's a UFO researcher. And there's a strong connection between the UFO phenomenon, airships, arrows, and breakaway civilizations. And I will do my best to tie them all together.
Okay, I was going to say that's...
But really, this is the tip of the iceberg.
That's fucking intense.
I can't do it. Like, you can go...
You could do a whole series on it, though.
I really could, but I don't want to.
Oh, no? Okay.
I want to move on to other things. you can find other podcasts that will
Last
go.
podcast on the left, you should fucking do this one.
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have done Breakaway Civilizations and or the Sonora Era Club. I'm sure they have. Ben Kizzle.
Zabrowski. What the fuck is his first name?
He's
oh my god, I'm a terrible person.
Beer's Beer's the only thing I care about.
Henry Zabrowski.
I stand by my statement. Beer's the only thing I care about.
Please fucking look into this more if you have not already. And I am so fucking sorry, but I am drunk and I don't remember your name.
Your name.
You other sweet human being on the podcast. I am so
All of this is cut. All of this is going to be cut.
I'm too lazy to cut it.
You can also look it up while I'm continuing to read. So anyway, like I said, all of this is literally the tip of the iceberg. I'm only going to give you like a brief synopsis, a teaser, just the tip, if you will. So the Sonora Era Club was
Marcus Parks.
That's it. Parks. We knew your name.
Marcus,
I'm
sorry.
along.
You're the one that does the most research. I apologize. Okay, carry on.
2 for 1 margaritas.
I'm so sorry.
All I gotta say.
Lots of margaritas.
2 for 1 margaritas.
I know we drank some makers.
And some cider on top of that. I got cider titties. How do you feel about that? Cider
titties are...
all the way.
Titties in general are good.
Titties everywhere.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Thank you for derailing my story with your titty talk.
I'm sorry.
Where was I? Anyway, so obviously this was founded in Sonora, California, which is about 130 miles from San Francisco, if you were wondering where the fuck this is. And I was, because I had imagined this as being Southern California for some reason, but it's actually 130 miles from east of San Francisco. So
okay.
If you're thinking in the extraterrestrial kind of concept, that is kind of near, like, that's going into Nevada. That's going towards Nevada.
Yeah.
Nevada. They say Nevada over there, by the way.
That's like how people say Florida and Oregon when it's Oregon and Florida.
Okay, I don't know how people say Florida
and
weird.
New Orleans. Or no, wait.
New Orleans.
Ain't
nobody say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Except for in a song to make it sound right. Except for if you're trying to like sing it right. But like, yeah, it's New Orleans. Nolans. Okay, so anyway, that's where it's at. And at the time, by the way, this is 1850-ish, and that area was popping. Like, you think it's like desolate, but it's fucking popping because it's the gold rush.
Ah, yeah.
Right? It's the height of the gold rush. So supposedly this group is a group of people that were gathered there, like drawn there for the gold rush, and they kind of met up at like the local saloons and started talking about human flight and possibility. And so they met at a specific saloon, and this particular group was the original Sonora Era Club. And eventually it would grow to be supposedly over 60 members. But there's no like actual list of members, just hearsay and conjecture. One of the rules of the club is that once a quarter, each member had to present their ideas on how to build an airship. So that was the whole deal. Like, you're a group of people, and it's like once a quarter, everybody gives a presentation on what you think that flight would be.
Yeah.
Notable members include Peter Menace, and again, all of this information is coming from Shao.
Okay.
From his diaries.
Yeah.
From his recollections of his time there. Mm-hmm. So one of the notable members that he mentions is Peter Menace, who is the actual inventor of the secret fuel that the club eventually...
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. They called it a couple of things. They called it lifting fluid. They called it soup, SUPPE. I know, right? And I guess that's how you pronounce it, soup or sup. Makes sense. Yeah. And then they also called it the MB gas. Mm-hmm. So Peter Menace is described as a rough man, but also he had a really kind heart and he was super smart. So I picture just what we would consider the nerdy professor, just doesn't care about his appearance.
With the nutty professor. What
did I say?
No, you said nerdy. I was just saying not to be confused with.
But also the nutty professor. I'm talking not
just really out there. Kind of.
I'm talking frickin' what's his name? Flavin. Was it? Oh my God, what is his name?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I can't remember that comedian's name, but somebody knows and is yelling at me.
Like you always do.
Fucking
yell.
The original nutty professor, not.
It's fine.
The other guy.
Okay, so.
But anyway, super smart, really kind though. Menace is said to have died, though, in 1860. And when he died, he took the secret of his lifting gas, his fuel formula. And at that point, the group had no choice but to disband. After they disbanded in the 1860s, so even if they disbanded in 1860, that's still 40 years before the Wright brothers take their famous flight.
And blimps.
Oops. No, not blimps.
When were blimps?
The 1940s.
Okay.
1930s, 1940s. You talking about Zeppelins?
Yep.
That's the maybe 1920s, early. But I think 19... I thought I had this in my notes, but I don't.
Do us more for ASMR.
Okay, so hold on. 1860. So it's right at the turn of the century. 1860 and 40 years before the Wright brothers. I think it was 1906 or something like that. Is when the Wright brothers took their famous flight. That's literally the first human flight. In 1906. Well before Zeppelins. Literally the first time a human goes into air.
Saying. I knew blimps weren't before that. That's what I was saying.
Way before. That's 100 years. We're talking about 100 years before.
Wright Brothers was way before blimps.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, right. And I'm saying it sounds like the thing that they're describing more so would be blimps, right?
100 years before blimps actually existed.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the big deal.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I just wanted to make sure we were.
But here's the thing: they had been doing it for a decade or so before they at least a decade or two before they disbanded. So even if they had disbanded in 1860, that's still 100 years before a Zeppelin. That's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, that's insane. Yeah.
Just checking the fucking footage here. Okay, so. Like I said earlier, this group is tied to a string of UFO sightings, and what we call in the community flaps, which are a series of sightings.
Flaps?
Yeah, I don't know why they call them flaps, but they do. You'll hear it called a UFO flap. It's any time a sequence of events happens in a particular area.
Okay. Oh yeah, sorry.
I had to take a sip.
Yep,
because I'm fucking thirsty. I'm almost halfway through. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So, like I said, this kind kind of ties into a series of flaps from around that time. Actually, I do have quite a bit left if you want.
Lady.
No, those are my sources. I have like maybe I'm right here. Where am I? I'm right here. I'm almost done. Okay. So I'm just gonna list a couple of sightings that were kind of attributed to this group. That could be.
Okay.
So these actually these came from the Houston Press. They did a fabulous job of collecting all of these accounts from different areas.
Press.
Thank you, Houston. Also, that is like my hometown. So anyway, thank you so much for doing my work for me. All right, so ufologists believe that between November 1896 and April 1897, which, yes, that's a little bit later than the supposed disbanding of this group, which is... All right, let me pause and go back real quick. So in Shao's records, he says that Homeboy died in 1860, right? Mm-hmm. And took with him the secrets of flight. However, the rumor is that they disbanded and went off in their own separate little directions, and some people were still working on this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's going to be a list of sightings that happened afterwards. I feel like maybe what's his name? Menace was like the level-headed one. He's the one that's keeping people like from doing stupid shit. And then he died and took with him, first of all, the formula and the fucking common sense. and everybody else was like, no, let's just do this shit.
Yeah.
All right. So this group is responsible for some sightings between November 1896 and April 1897. So thousands of Americans across 18 states between California and Indiana saw a curious dirigible-like flying machine floating eastward.
Damn.
So no physical evidence of a ship or a designer has ever surfaced, but newspapers such as the New York Times, Dallas Morning News, San Antonio Daily Express, and the Chicago Tribune devoted space to these sightings at that time. Oh. And these are like notable, reputable publications, not known for fanciful publication, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1. The mysterious craft was first spotted on November 17th, 1896 by R.L. Lowry near a brewery in Sacramento, California. According to various newspaper reports, the craft seemed to travel eastwards. In spring, it was then spotted in Texas. All right, so at 1:16 a.m. on April 17th, 1897, the Reverend J.W. Smith saw what he thought was a shooting star in the night sky of Childress, Texas, then decided it was really a flying machine. Eventually, he recognized it as the much discussed cigar-shaped airship. Airship, which is actually seen today in the UFO community. Like that's a popular sighting. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we still see cigar-shaped. We saw cigar-shaped airship.
Cigar-shaped would be like a blimp, but I know. But also, I feel like they're
the Tic Tac.
Just Tic Tac. So that's kind of the Nimitz, same fucking thing.
The Nimitz, the Tic Tac. Yep. Mm-hmm. Cigar-shaped. Back before Tic Tacs were a thing, what would you describe that as?
A
cigar.
Yes.
Right. So 4 days after Smith's UFO sighting, the Houston Daily Post gave a lengthy account of his and other spottings of the same airship, a 30-foot-long skiff-shaped contraption outfitted with revolving wheels and sails. So this one is not as smooth as what we see today. However, after 100 years, what do you think an outside community would have learned from aerospace engineering? You know, like our fucking flight, our airplanes don't look the same as they did 50 years ago. Yeah. Of course, they would have engineered a little bit better. Anyway, Jim Nelson, a farmer from Atlanta, Texas. Yeah, we do that shit. We also have a Paris, Texas. But anyway, he recalls a glimmer of red and red, green, and blue lights, and a glaring gleam of white light that shone directly in front of the airship. In Belton, which I guess is another area, a crowd witnessed the same vehicle the next night. They claimed that its pilots actually spoke loudly and as they flew overhead, but their ship's velocity was so great that their words were lost in the wind, which is another, that's kind of like a common report that is listed along the way, where like they could hear actual human, they recognized it as human voices. They recognized it as like, it's like you're hearing a conversation from another room. You can't hear what they're saying, but you know it's English.
Yeah.
You know it's human. You just can't quite make out the words.
Right.
So that's what they're hearing as these people fly overhead.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to other newspaper accounts, some witnesses actually managed to talk to those pilots, and sometimes the townspeople would even find the crew members who had like sat down on the ground to make repairs, and they would actually talk to these people. And those accounts are like few and far between, but it's there.
It's like a thing. Sorry.
Hitting you. I keep talking to you. On this damn
How dare you?
on this damn podcast. How dare I keep talking to you? Okay. Now we're going to get into some fucking weird, crazy shit. Remember that dude, what's his fucking name? Why don't I have his name in here? Fucking Jesus. What is his name?
Dude.
The guy from Houston, he's a artist. He bought Shao's stuff. Fucking
we all know who you're talking about.
Right. And I don't know why his name is not, maybe it'll come up in my notes. Like I said, I wrote these weeks ago. Okay. So that's one of the UFO connections. Oh, it's definitely coming up. Okay. So that's one of the UFO connections. Maybe UFOs are just really smart people in the private sector. Mm-hmm. Like what we think are UFOs are actually this outside civilization. These people that have separated themselves from our civilization and have advanced on their own. And so we don't recognize the technology, neither. And when I say we, I mean the US, Russia, or China, because we're all fucking scared as shit of this shit. No one knows what to think of UFOs. So maybe it's not any of us. Maybe it is a breakaway situation. So civilization.
I've never even thought about that before. Like, I mean, that could definitely be a thing.
It could definitely be a thing. I mean, you think of like Amazon and Tesla and even Bigelow Industries, like they make tons of money. They have all the money to do all of this outside of government.
Right.
And think about it, like you go into international waters, you're not governed by any government.
Yeah.
So you can do what the fuck you want and get away with whatever the fuck you want. You can advance however the fuck you want. And maybe that's what UFOs are. Maybe it's not outside of our species. Maybe it's not outside of our
kind of
dimension.
My brain a little. Like I've never fucking
it's actual
thought about
humans
being that way before.
Just smarter than us.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so that is one of the theories.
Okay.
Another connection is that the Sonora Era Club is a front for a group called the NYMZA, which is NYMZA. It's an acronym. And I can't for the life of me figure out what that stands for. Mm-hmm. The closest that I can find is that it might be an abbreviated German acronym for the nameless ones. Okay. Like there's a German word that means nameless one, and this is like an abbreviated acronym for it. Yeah. Anyway, but NYMZA is supposedly a group that controls everything, like aliens would. Okay. Like for real, extraterrestrials though.
For real.
Like
yeah, no, I get.
Like not a breakaway civilization, just like a legit extraterrestrial. So that's the second theory. Okay. And then based on the sources that I found, this theory is most likely created and pushed by that Peter Navarro guy. Navarro, that was his name. I had to
Of course, how could we forget that? We
I know,
about
right?
Dave.
I know, right? I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. And I do love Dave Navarro. Anyway, so he, like I said, Peter Navarro is the artist and ufologist who purchased most of de Shao's notebooks. Navarro is kind of obsessed with the Sonora Era Club story. He is literally the reason that most of this information is out there, because he invested a lot of money in purchasing Shao's book and translating them, because most of his stuff is in German, in this fancy calligraphy, and in code.
Oh, okay.
And in code. So he paid a lot of money in deciphering this coded calligraphy. And also one aspect of this mystery is how an immigrant butcher came to understand the aeronautic concepts that are depicted in these drawings that are well beyond the current science at that time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like there's no reason for that other than him being a genius or knowing somebody who is a genius.
Right.
Because these are authenticated as being at least in the 20s, and even still, that's even if it's like within 20 years of the Wright brothers, there's still concepts in there, such as the chemical reaction motors, rudders, revolving shear blades, flexible joints, and even retractable landing gear that is well beyond Wright brother technology.
Yeah, that's pretty...
Even if he was following the Wright brothers and was like, oh, I'm just going to write about that, and like 20 years people will like think I'm a genius. No, none of that shit was there. None of that shit was available at the time.
Damn.
Right. So since then, Navarro has sold most, if not all, of his collection of Shao's work. And he's not really said much of the NIMSA group beyond what I have already told you. I personally hope that there is a breakaway civilization or group of very industrious human beings doing the thing away from this fucking mess that we've got going on, because we have really fucked this shit up, and I really hope that humans have, I don't know, like a better, like I hope better for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all of this does sound very much Atlas Shrugged. I don't know if you are familiar with that book, Ayn Rand. It's kind of controversial as far as like, okay, so in the story there is literally a breakaway civilization. It's like all the smart people that were done with the bullshit of government and like.
Wait, did they make a movie about it?
They did. They probably made several movies of it.
Yeah.
But they just kind of like, they're like, we hate government. We just want to be smart and industrious people on our own and like do our own thing.
Let's make some blimps.
Let's go to the mountains and fucking build our own civilization. Yeah. And so it does very much. I think that's where I started my obsession with breakaway civilizations. And so when I heard about,
well, I never even thought about that being a thing, but it fucking makes sense.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Shit, we need to find one and join it.
They will not have us.
They will not.
They're like, no, we're good. Yeah. I mean, I'm good breeding stock. I've got, look at my birthing hips, you know?
Me too.
We got some good birthing hips.
That doesn't mean anything.
We can birth some babies.
Maybe.
Birth some babies. But that's what I have for the Sonora Era Club.
That was good.
Breakaway civilizations.
That was fantastic.
And I'm sorry that was so long. We're an hour and 19 minutes in.
It wasn't long. We bantered a lot too. I do have to pee though.
I have to pee too. Are we?
We're sharing a bathroom.
Oh no, I was gonna say, are we gonna stop this shit?
We can just let it run, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, we won't be long.
Let me entertain you. Let me make make you smile. It's already 11 o'clock. Hi, Poplin. Come here. Come here. Psst, psst. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. Come here. I'm bueno. Tan bueno. I like how he follows you.
Which one?
Poplin. He's like, hello?
Baby.
Hello?
Come here.
He just like laid down on you, hand. He's like, okay.
He just like flops over.
You're such a good boy.
Look at this sweet little kitty baby.
He's so handsome. What a handsome guy. He's his little feet. With your little
Just
feet.
lay here and take those. Like when we went to the bar and when we went to
Right?
the bar,
He gave
that
you
guy
a
was just
puppy.
like, take this dog.
Here's my puppy. Take me.
Whoop!
You're so cute.
Doing cat stuff and stuff. Oh god.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey, Jordyn.
Hey.
My name here. You tell me a story.
We're back. I would love to tell you a story, Rebecca.
Okay, that's our new We're Back music.
No, this is only a one time.
Oh, how is my blurb so large compared to your blurb?
I feel like mine is turned up the same amount.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Maybe, I don't know. I got poplin here in my mouth.
All right. So.
Hey, Jordyn Stock.
Hey, Rebeca Carlson.
You please to tell me a story.
I tell you a story, please.
Nice.
Or you're welcome. In case y'all didn't know, Pabst has a, I wouldn't even call it a
something?
beer. It's a coffee beverage. And it's actually really good. And you were also trying to cheers me, so let's do that again.
Also, I was thinking, like,
cheers.
Okay, no fucking wonder you have insomnia.
Oh, I don't usually drink these. But also these would not. I've had insomnia in my entire life. Okay.
You ain't sleeping tonight, that's for sure.
That was good. I just drooled all over myself.
Did you? No one saw it?
Yep. No one saw it.
That's the magic of camera. The magic of the camera.
Okay.
You tell me your goddamn story right goddamn now.
I don't have shit on my face, do I?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I am kind of bummed because initially I was actually going to cover blimps.
Shut the fuck up. That would have been fucking awesome. However.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. And I need to go with my first instinct from now on with these things, because last week I was going to cover the thing that last episode I was going to cover the thing that I'm covering this episode, which would have lined up with what you're doing, and then I could have done blimps this episode and it wouldn't have lined up, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. It's already happened.
Indeed. Story of our lives.
So, and I may have told you about it briefly before.
But I drink a lot and probably don't remember. Yep.
I feel like okay. They basically refer to it now as the Winchester Mystery House. I feel like with you, I have to start going into rabbit holes more to surprise you with stuff.
I fucking love the Winchester Mystery House.
Damn it, man. Like, I'm going to have to dive into some rabbit holes from here on out.
No, but it is a great topic, regardless.
All right.
I love it. I'm so excited. Okay, first of all, I found the tie. They're both in California.
That's true.
Both in California.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. We'll go with that.
Yes. This is a California/Australia themed episode.
Toot toot.
Toot toot, motherfucker, toot toot. And cheers, mate.
I know I look like really creepy. I was trying to. You hear my shoulder pop.
Pop, 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 pop.
It's fine. Whatever. Okay. So.
Buttons.
Indeed. William Wirt Winchester was the treasurer of Winchester Repeating Arms. If you don't know what that is, Winchesters are a fucking gun.
Pew, 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 pew,
Most
pew.
specifically, they have rifles. I'm not gonna fucking teach you about guns, but you should probably fucking learn about them.
Safety first.
Especially due to current situations, but also safety first.
Oh, they're like half of our 35.8% of our listeners are Australian. They know about guns. Don't you?
I
Do you
don't
have
know.
guns there?
Do you?
I
feel like
thought y'all were like Wild West back there.
Are they?
Back there? Out there.
I don't know.
In the outback. They fucking crazy.
Don't put your finger on the trigger, point it towards anyone's face unless you're actually wanting to shoot them.
Yeah.
Gun safety.
Gun safety.
My finger got shot off.
No, it didn't.
Not really.
No, it didn't. But she did take a bullet from me.
That's true.
With her little bullet wound.
Bullet wound. Okay.
It's got a bullet with your name on it. Sorry.
So, he married Sarah Lockwood Pardee Winchester after they got married, September 30th of 1862.
Okay, there's the other tie.
1800s.
Yep.
Early.
Mid 1800s.
Yeah.
This is all happening at the same time.
I'm so sad I didn't do blimps, but I just didn't feel like it was like...
It doesn't even matter anymore.
It doesn't. So they had one known child who was Annie Pardee Winchester, born June 15th, 1866. Anyway, she died 6 weeks later from marasmus.
I don't remember what marasmus is.
Not a thing anymore, but basically it's severe malnourishment, under malnourishment.
Jesus Christ.
Which causes the infant's weight to be significantly low for their age.
So they were poor at this time. This is before they developed?
No, he was the treasurer at this time.
Okay.
He basically spent his entire life being the treasurer of Winchester Arms, repeating arms. I didn't really look into it, but I think it's not something you can necessarily, like, you can't force your kid to eat all the time.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if they're not, like, locking onto your breast,
just didn't know what
they just didn't want to eat, like, there's only so much you can fucking
This
do.
baby died because they couldn't find what issue was making it not eat. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
I retract my criticism.
It wasn't negligence on the parents' part necessarily.
Noted. I apologize.
So, and to clarify, it's like, so example is it's below the 60th percentile of normal.
Okay.
So that's what...
Not many babies.
That's how low its weight and nutrition is.
Damn.
Yeah. So that was in 1866. They're still married. I don't know if they're happily married, but they're married until 1881 of March 7th. And then that's when William died in New Haven, Connecticut of tuberculosis.
Consumption.
Indeed. Another connection.
Yes. Oh, right. Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
Damn.
Cheers to that.
Back then, that shit is fucked up.
Mm-hmm. So, fucking phone.
I know mine kept doing that too. Maybe we do need to kill some trees for this podcast.
Why would we do that?
So because the trees don't time out.
That is an excellent point. The trees don't time out. Oh God.
Or do they?
I always preferred writing in ink though more than pencil because I feel like pencil kind of like blurs in time, whereas if you write in ink, as long as you like let it set first, it stays.
I have a fear of commitment, so I need to erase that shit.
Ow.
You know what? I don't love you anymore. Just kidding.
It's like, oh, this shit's smudged. Oh, I guess I don't feel like that now.
Right?
It's a sign.
It's a sign.
So he died in 1881. And then Sarah, again, his wife, established the blah, blah, blah. In which, sorry.
She established the, what?
She, so after William passed away, she established the William Wirt Winchester Hospital in West Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah,
it threw me off because there were a bunch of W's. It was like not only his name, but then it's West Haven. And so she established that, and it was for the treatment of tuberculosis. And then...
Not good enough, Sarah. Not good enough.
Damn it, Sarah. Why didn't you do more? No. Supposedly, like, her reputation was very, like, positive. She was, like, a very, like, strong and independent woman.
Right.
Like, she was, especially for her time.
Yeah.
Like, she was fucking up there.
What's her name? Fucking... oh God, Roosevelt girl.
Oh, I covered her.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But similar,
name.
right?
Yeah, similar to that. Oh, wait, she deserves a shout out. Hold on. Roosevelt.
The kind of the
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
what most people consider the
daughter.
What is it? Boring women rarely make history, or something like that.
I don't know.
We talked. That is the
never,
quote.
Like, a necessarily.
I know. We
from
actually discovered
anyone, but
or we discussed that in one of the episodes. But
yeah,
I feel like her name was Sarah too.
Alice
Roosevelt
Longworth. She was the child of his first wife. And then when he was in presidency, he remarried, and so she wasn't necessarily neglected, but she wasn't in the spotlight so much.
She was a stepchild, but not necessarily redheaded.
Yeah. And his quote was something along the lines of, like, I can't be president and take care of her.
Yeah.
Because she was such a wild child. And she was fucking fantastic. I think she had, like, a pet snake at some point, too.
Right. That's right. That's right.
It's in an episode somewhere, folks. Go listen to it.
It might be a Patreon special that you have to go sign up for.
We'll figure it out.
To hear it.
We might.
Maybe.
We'll figure something out.
If we can.
So, anyway. As far as Sarah goes, so she opened this hospital. And then eventually, though, the hospital was sold and became a Veterans Administration hospital. And then the only reason I say this is because it's like... So
precursor.
The hospital was opened in his name. It was sold and turned into a veterans hospital. And then they made it Yale New Haven Hospital and named a pavilion in his honor.
Okay.
So he went from having a whole hospital in his name.
Fuck that shit. You just get the pavilion. Right. That's where all the doctors go to smoke. So
yeah.
On their breaks. Fuck you.
So anyways. After he passed away, her inheritance included $20 million, which in our time, because again, mind you, this is the 1800s, was roughly $536 million.
Yikes.
In 2020, as well as 50% holding in the Winchester Repeating Arms Company.
That is crazy.
So that's
money.
Her getting roughly $1,000 per day, which is equivalent to $27,000 a day in 2020.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Right? Winning the lottery and getting $27,000 a day.
Yeah.
A day. Every day of your fucking life.
A day.
Jesus Christ.
So obviously it made her one of the
crazy.
Wealthiest women in the world at the time. Also crazy.
Right.
So per what I wrote, she yeeted away.
I was like, per what you wrote.
To San Jose, California. She was like, yeet. Yeet. No longer on the West Coast or the East Coast. We're going to the West Coast.
I thought yeeting was like throwing.
It is.
Oh, she threw herself.
She was like,
herself at the West Coast. So it's just like the last of the airbenders. My fucking phone. Oh my God.
Yep,
Yikes.
she did that. She bought an 8-room farmhouse.
Oh God, did she make use of that?
She did, because she began a 38-year home renovation.
This old house.
Supposedly she did it the whole time, but there's like countering quotes on that. Supposedly it just like went through the entire time that she was alive until September 5th, 1922. I also thought it was interesting though that she had a houseboat.
Wait, I never knew about the houseboat.
She had a houseboat on San Francisco Bay.
Okay, that's where she lived in while all this mess was going on, huh?
Now, the only reason she had it because it was already, you know, an 8-room farmhouse, and so, well, you mean like a phase?
Oh, I was looking, because I'm blind, I was looking at the time.
Oh no, this is going to be an episode for sure.
It's going to be a great episode, is what she's saying.
But, blah, blah, blah. She lived in the farmhouse the whole time. 8-room farmhouse.
Okay.
While they did
That's what I thought.
renovations to it. But she had the houseboat, which became known as Sarah's Ark, because she kept it basically as like insurance because she had a fear of there being a 2nd grade flood.
Okay.
So it was just like there in case, you know, like a flood happened. Or
you know what? No one ever talks about that when they talk about the Winchester Mystery House. Mm-hmm. No one ever talks about this part, and that kind of lends to her crazy instead of the the spirits.
Yeah,
that I'm sure you'll get into.
The spirits thing, yeah, is also a thing. So now there's like tours of the whole house, and so this is what we're getting into now. From 1886 to 1922, supposedly construction seemingly never ceased for the, again, original 8-room farmhouse that grew into the world's most unusual and sprawling mansion. And so this is via WinchesterMysteryHouse.com.
Okay.
Which is where you can go to do tours and stuff of it. It is 24,000 square feet. Has
24,000. I obviously don't know that song.
10,000 windows, 2,000 doors, 160 rooms, 2 ballrooms, 1 completed and 1 unfinished, 52 skylights, 47 stairways and fireplaces. Wait.
Yep.
17 chimneys, 13 bathrooms.
You heard that right, folks.
And we'll get back to the bathrooms in a second. 6 kitchens, 2 basements, 3 elevators. Initially, it was 7 stories, but then it did endure. 2 earthquakes.
Yeah.
And so now it's 4 stories. It was...
Now it's just 4. Well, you said that was so matter of fact, so now it's 4.
Apparently it was built at the price tag of $5 million in 1923, which makes it $71 million today.
365,000. This still sounds really cheap though for the time, even still. Like just knowing the history, like she just fucking
$5 million.
But they kept building forever. She was building for like
was a
ever.
lot of money back then.
It is a lot of money, but still like
it's still a lot of money.
It's a lot of labor too.
Yeah.
And they weren't just like building, they were tearing down and rebuilding shit.
Yeah, no,
constantly.
basically supposedly it was from the ground up construction. Supposedly it was without interruption, blah, blah, blah. That ceased though immediately when she passed away.
Oh yeah, they just said, fuck this
Yeah, they were
shit.
like, this shit's fucking insane.
They
Why
said,
would we keep doing this?
Hey yo, Sarah Winchester's dead. Fuck this shit. Fuck that bitch too.
Bye!
They were like half nailed. Fuck. Done.
Especially because half of it didn't even fucking make sense.
Right. I'm literally building stairs to nowhere, so fuck this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Done.
Her biographer said that she would routinely dismiss workers for months at a time to, quote, take such rest as I might.
Oh, so she's tired and doesn't have money, so... Also, everybody else is going to be tired too, right? Oh, you seem very tired. Also, I'm out of money, so...
Initially, like, when someone's, like, doing work on your house, it's fucking loud as hell.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
But
if she's not living on that boathouse...
is also as big as fuck, and
you're
so
right.
she's not
she could
really
go somewhere
necessarily
else.
Listening. She's on, like, one end... on like the 7th floor, and
that's
they're
my understanding
like
of
down here in the fucking basement. I don't know.
Maybe she's just sympathetic. She's just like, you know what, sir? I feel like you've been working really hard. Maybe you need a vacation, and so do I. So let's just do that. And then the spirits were like, no, fuck that. Keep building.
Speaking of spirits,
spirits.
Allegedly, the reason for her creation of this house was due to a Boston medium supposedly channeling the spirit of her late husband, Henry Winchester, telling her that she should leave her home in New Haven, Connecticut, and travel out west, where she needs to continuously build a home for herself and all of the spirits of the people who had fallen victim to the Winchester rifles.
Right.
Everyone that has been killed by one of those guns needs a fucking room.
Talk about guilt. Hey, Jafar, calm down. No one's fucking with you right now.
Is fucking with
he was way back there.
Jafar.
Literally, he was 10 feet away.
We're sorry. My cats are in disarray.
I'm not sorry.
I am sorry. But I'm not. He's my baby. Okay.
I saw my baby crying hard as babes could cry.
Oh my god.
What could I do?
If you've never watched fucking The Labyrinth, watch that now. Oi! Okay. This is the reason why many people claim that it's been haunted, or, I mean, not even like the hearsay of the medium. I think it's just the fact that...
I'm just doing weird faces.
It's just the fact that her...
She's crazy.
Late husband created the guns in the first place, though, but also...
She had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, no, she didn't.
That's some fucking bullshit ass.
She did marry him. And all,
bullshit.
But, I mean, I don't give a fuck, man. I own 2 guns. Like, that's... Dude, my concern is not the fucking gun thing.
That's some fucked up bullshit, though. Like, okay, so first of all, she inherited her money from her dad and her husband, right?
Yeah.
She had nothing to fucking do with it. And yet, she's the one that's having to live on and carry that guilt. Her life is fucked up. Well, she shouldn't have,
though.
I know.
The thing
I
is,
agree.
I guess that she inherited the money and kept the money.
And inherited
from
the guilt.
Her husband's... I don't know, man.
That's some fucked up bullshit.
It's what the fuck ever. Like, the guns are going to be guns regardless. Like...
Right. She didn't tell them to shoot nobody with it.
I have a whole thing
with guns
that I am not going to go in here to. Especially considering the current climate and the fucking thing that I'm not even gonna, like, mention right now. It starts with an R. Fuck that shit. We're not talking about it. So anyway, she directed the additions herself. She augmented the building in a haphazard fashion because she basically...
So haphazardly.
...was like, I want this thing here now. I want this thing here now. It's kind of like The Sims, where you're like...
Yes.
I kind of want...
Literal, like, live-action Sims.
Real action Sims.
Right. Except for, like, it's not as easy as, like, the computer doing that shit for you. It's, like, actual people.
But it kind of is, though, because she had people doing it
She was paying them.
I mean, it doesn't happen immediately like it does in The Sims, but she did have the money.
And you know what? In the 1860s, they were looking for work. So it's like, you know what? Honestly, like, they were probably, like, cool with it.
Right.
They supported their families.
Yeah.
She, you know what? Single-handedly supported that community. Economically.
She did. She really did.
And people hating on
all
her.
those people.
And still she's doing that shit because they do tours and shit.
But again, speaking on that and, like, the whole spirits thing and people, like, her doing that in the first place. And again, this is allegedly, but...
It's all allegedly.
The reason why she was doing it, again, was because of the spirits, but she wanted multiple rooms to be away from the spirits, and so she would keep giving them rooms. But,
and
so
they're
there
like,
was
no,
only...
we want this one too.
Yes.
So.
There was only one working toilet.
I forgot that.
All the other restrooms were decoys to confuse the spirits.
Okay, because that's what they're looking for.
What ghost needs a toilet?
None of them. Not one fucking spirit is saying, oh, you know what I'm missing here in the afterlife? A fucking toilet.
I just need to take a dump.
I really, you know what? You can help me with my unfulfilled situation here because I need to take a shit. And there's not one goddamn toilet here in the afterlife. Not one. I need you to build me one.
I guess I'll leave you be just because of that.
Oh, do you know how they classify turds? And like one of them's called the ghost.
I'm sorry, they classified turds? I feel like a ghost would be a fart.
No, a ghost is like one where you feel like you know you definitely took a shit, but you look in the toilet and there's nothing there. You never had that happen?
No. Have y'all had that happen?
Tell us on our...
About your bowel movements, whatever the fuck you're listening or watching on.
Yeah, on any platform that you choose to describe that shit. Literal shit. Have you ever taken a shit?
Oh my god.
Taken a shit and you didn't see it? You flushed and you weren't sure it happened?
She slept in a different room each night, supposedly, for the same reason. Just to be away from the ghosts. Blah, blah, blah.
And they're like, we can move through walls, so.
Right? Yeah.
Whatever.
Because she did the building thing, directed it herself, that's why there's oddities with doors and stairs that go to nowhere.
Pause. Absurdities. Oddities and obscenities. Oh shit. Okay. Couldn't let that pass. Go ahead.
Windows overlooking other rooms and weird stairs. Environmental psychologists. Why are there
environmental psychologists? That's a thing. Environmental psychologists say, oh shit, okay.
I don't know how this got in here and I'm upset about it. I wrote, environmental psychologists have theorized that the house's odd layout itself contributes to the feeling that it was and perhaps still is haunted.
Jesus Christ. So basically, I'm hearing a psychologist that like interviews the actual house and is like, oh, how do you feel about this shit?
How do you feel about this structure?
Honestly, I feel a little used. I feel a little disregarded.
Yeah?
I mean, like she's always tearing me down
What
and
about
trying
these
to rebuild
stairs that go to nowhere?
Like,
what does that mean to you?
Daddy issues. And you know that's 100% what happened there. Daddy issues.
Well, and she did, I guess, like, one of the things that pointed out on a real factor was that she did lose her child after 6 weeks of having it.
Oh, Jesus. But she lost her dad, she lost her husband, and she lost her child.
Daddy issue.
That's some fucked up shit. Okay.
So,
yeah, we're going to build some stairs to nowhere.
Such a deep...
I know, right? It sounds like a song. Somebody write that song. Stairs to Nowhere. My biography. Stairs to Nowhere. How I Got This Way.
How I Got This Way?
Stairs to Nowhere. The Britney Spears.
The Britney Stairs? You guys are for the first time, hopefully, seeing
what we have to go through. The Britney Spears story.
Let's wrap this up real quick.
Oh, Jesus.
Supposedly the house was the inspiration for the Haunted Mansion at the Disney parks, and was also blah blah blah. I can't read.
It is also blah blah blah.
Also supposedly the mansion in the miniseries Rose Red.
Oh.
From Stephen King.
Oh, shit.
But that's an allegedly thing. But supposedly...
You know it is.
Allegedly. It was an inspiration.
Supposed...
I swear to God, next episode, I'm going to find something that you do not
don't know about. Stay away from the paranormal and the conspiracy.
Would you consider that paranormal?
Oh, yeah, because there's fucking ghosts all the time. All up in that bitch. There's a dude, one of the workers. In fact,
he's a dude, she's a dude, you're a dude.
Allegedly. And also the spirits that told her to fucking keep building that shit because that's what they told her. They told her to keep building.
Was the one that told her initially.
You're right. She was fucking lying.
That got killed by Winchester.
You know what happened? That medium, her husband was killed by a Winchester rifle.
I believe it.
And fucked that woman up so hardcore. And so for the rest of her life, she was wasting her money, also helping the Southern California economy to the point where they were also encouraging the gold rush and then enticed a bunch of entrepreneurs to that area to start the Sonora Era Club. And that's why we have airplanes today.
Huzzah!
We solved it, you guys. This is what you get. Airplanes come from ghosts. Airplanes come from the ghosts of Winchester rifle victims. That's why we can fly today.
That's what that secret gas is.
Fly high, lesbian seagulls. Do you remember that song?
No.
From Beavis and Butthead? I don't know why it was a song, but yes, there we go. Because we all know seagulls are sluts. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Just kidding.
All right, so hope y'all enjoyed this first episode of us being on video. It was kind of a fucking
shit show,
train wreck shit show.
I don't know why we got away from that shit show shit. Shit show shit. Shit show.
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun, indeed.
So until the next time it all goes terribly wrong.
I'm Rebecca Carlson.
I'm Jordyn Stock.
Allegedly.
And
we're sorry. At least it doesn't smell like poplin shit anymore. We got some good birthing hips.